If you're going to call your home a palazzo, you better make sure it looks the part. Well, not since the original Italian mansions that inspired it has any building lived up to its name quite so well as Palazzo Steyn. Shall we?
Yeah.
Perhaps the most astounding feature of Douw and Carolyn Steyn's palatial 3,000 square meter Palladian villa is that for all its grandeur, it still manages to feel like a home. The 800-hectare Steyn City development it overlooks is 5 times as large as Monaco, and yet the lady of the house manages to make a visit here feel quite personal.
Jonathan Boynton Lee.
Hey, what's happening?
What are you doing with my golf cart?
What do you mean?
Who gave you permission?
This is yours. Let me just get rid of the scratch from the tree.
How are you, darling?
How's it going? Good to see you.
Lovely to see you.
Let me meet these little guys.
Meet. This is Blondie.
Hello, Blondie.
And here's Bibi. Come, Bibi girl.
Hey, Bibi. Hello.
Oh, she likes you. She's normally quite timid.
Really?
Yeah.
These two are Instagram stars.
They are.
Eh? What a lovely lifestyle out here. It doesn't feel like we're in Joburg, right?
It doesn't at all, you know, and there's such a feeling of freedom. And very seldom when you go for a walk do you bump into people. So this is quite unusual, having a chat to someone here at Steyn City.
And you know what the best part is you just glance up there and that's what you call home. Can you believe that that's your home?
It's amazing, huh?
Right?
I know. You know, I don't normally come to the side of the golf course, but I have to tell you, I'm still in awe.
The Jack Nicklaus designed golf course winds through a parkland of wild olive, acacia and stinkwood trees, making for a world-class and distinctly African golfing experience. What sets it apart from other estate courses is the Palazzo, which Giuseppe Plumari was charged with building.
Giuseppe is CEO of Steyn City and also one of Douw Steyn's best mates. When you got this brief, it must have been quite a lot of pressure to deliver for your friend.
Douw's brief was, I want the best of the best. I want to develop a city like no other. And the theme was really focused on lifestyle. And I think his architecture is at the epicenter of what Steyn City is all about.
Now, having to execute one of the most impressive structures on the continent must have come with its fair share of challenges.
Douw's always been a perfectionist and a great visionary. And I took to the challenge to deliver on that. I mean, if you can imagine when we started, this was a quarry. And look at it today. It shows you what we can do in this country if we just hold hands.
The house is a symbol of optimism. As the concept evolved over 2 years, architect Wynand du Plessis delivered a design which is both a piece of art in the landscape and a gallery for art on the inside.
Getting a one-of-a-kind brief like this as an architect must be very special.
It is. We were approached by the client about 9 years ago, and we were tasked with designing a grand country mansion in the classical style.
Now, the aqueducts are probably one of the most iconic features of Palazzo Steyn. They really make an amazing statement.
The idea is that this was an aqueduct, and it's as if a part of the aqueduct fell into the quarry.
Excess irrigation water from the Yuxke River is released back into the river, and 18 boreholes and a closed-loop geothermal heat pump system were installed around the property. The natural energy from these is used to power the heating and cooling systems of the house. This villa is extremely green beneath its classic Palladian architecture.
It really is. I can't actually get over this. Is this a movie set or is this a house, man? It's incredible. It doesn't look real.
One of the challenges of this arrival is that, although you can't appreciate it, the site has a 12-meter fall from the higher side to the lower side, which is at the quarry where we were before. So to achieve a grand entrance where you actually walk up to the front door was quite a challenge. And what we did was to cut into this hillside over here, around this fountain, and then to place the basement under the building and let the reception area flow down to the quarry on that side. And that's how we overcame the slope.
Sandstone from 2 quarries in Naboomspruit was used for the external walls, and once inside, the solid Carrara marble staircase is a showstopper. John thought he noticed the Stephen Falk touch.
This brief was for an Italian palazzo, so one had to be very bold with it.
Marble for the patterned floor was sourced locally, and solid African hardwood was used in the doors and windows. It's the work of the best South African artisans inspired by Douw Steyn's love of Italy.
What is wonderful about the house is if you look at the workmanship, and if you look at this marble staircase behind me, if you look at the walls, the inlaid floors, the wonderful things that, you know, these are things that you usually would find in Europe, but they were all locally done by local craftsmen, which I'm very proud of.
Inside the great copper dome, the triple-volume entrance is all light, with the star of the show coming from a Victorian-era hotel.
When you look at this beautiful chandelier, it actually came from the Café Royal in London, and they were redoing it. And I wanted something that was really elegant, not over the top, and this really sort of fitted the brief. And it's, you know, wonderful things like this that really have made this house what it is.
It's magical. It's magical and it's romantic. Those are the two words that really describe the space.
Yeah.
And definite Stephen Falk signatures throughout. Having spent some time at your house recently, we can now pick up things that you like the old books, and I'm sure there's a spectacular library somewhere in
you
here.
know, as big as this is, it had to be a home for Carolyn and Douw. It had to be a place that they could call home and relax and, you know, entertain and just enjoy. So it had to be warm.
If you think your switchbox is complicated, this vast array of crystal chandeliers, picture and mood lighting includes 270 circuits. They're all controlled via keypads, which blend with the design and complement the decor. Motion sensors automatically dim or brighten the light when a space is in use.
Jonathan, this is the private area when you look through into this wonderful well with these glass doors. That goes into main bedroom, indoor pool, gymnasium. And then on this side is the two guest bedrooms. And what I try to create, they sort of contrast. The one is light and pretty in the kind of turquoise O'Donnell colors, and the other one is more sort of Italianate and dramatic. And I think that, you know, often guests, they have repeated guests, so it's nice to give them a different experience every time they come and stay. So all the guest bedrooms are different.
Climate control systems allow varied temperatures across several spaces, and a background music system brings the perfect mood.
This is just a wonderful light well with wonderful domes. All the walls were hand painted, and all the gold leaf, you know, on the ceilings was just really it was an exercise of artistry, which is almost, you know, not available. The artisans who do this are so few and far between today.
Yeah, it's unheard of. I mean, it's like the Sistine Chapel. The kind of level of detail and stuff that's been put into it is incredible.
From Carolyn's previous homes, we recognize her signature favorite color schemes, which fit into her husband's grand Italian vision. Douw Steyn's birthday in December marked an incredible journey so far for the self-made titan of the insurance industry. As friends and family know, the Steyn City development echoes his first job in real estate. Now he's creating an entire city. It comes as no surprise that this library is a place he's most comfortable in. A thirst for knowledge and reference are how a man who studied theology and law went on to master finance, insurance, and property. For Stephen, this room is the soul of the place.
Oh, wow. This is your favorite room, let me guess.
It is, Jonathan.
It just became my favorite room. Now it feels like we're on the set of Harry Potter now. It's a different movie every room.
I tell you why it's my favorite room. First of all, libraries are my favorite. But to have a gallery with wonderful light coming in, and, you know, where you can sit and read, where you can sort of work at a desk. I mean, it's so warm. This is like a jewel box. And I think even though it is of an enormous scale, one can be cozy in it.
Each room is like a film set, with Carolyn as leading lady.
Now the
Stephen.
lady of the house.
Oh, how are you, Stephen?
Fine, my love.
Mwah.
Hello again.
Do you want another hug?
Yes, please.
Oh.
The Queen has emerged from her chambers, which we're not allowed to film in.
As an actress who spent 10 years living and working in Los Angeles and who's enjoyed a career as a voice artist and theater performer, Carolyn is most at home in this stage of a room.
This is my favorite room.
Okay.
This is the Purple Lounge, which we also refer to as the Joan Brickhill Lounge, because Joan Brickhill was the doyenne of South Africa's musical theatre. She would have loved this room. I mean, there's the piano.
It's very Gatsby, right?
Gatsby.
Gatsby inspired. You can picture performances and evenings of parties and that sort of thing.
I've seen on Instagram you play the piano. There's a piano there.
No, I'm not playing alone. I'm going to teach you something.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to teach you a little duet,
No
all right?
problem.
Because I know you're a natural with music and stuff. So you're going to pick this up very quickly.
All right.
You probably know it already. So all you have to do with the left hand, just ignore what I do. You have to go like this.
Okay.
And you're
let's
very
try.
musical. I'm sure you'll pick that up immediately. Okay, don't get thrown by me now.
It may be Italian in style with its own Roman aqueduct, but the pool area has a strong exotic feel, one which suggests the far pavilions of India, Moorish palaces in North Africa, and stone temples in Petra, Jordan. It's created by the situation as much as the architecture.
So I spend a lot of my time here at the pool. I love reading my books. I'm learning French. And this is where I take time to reflect and relax. And I love to swim, look out at the rolling hills, the golf course. So I sort of roll out of bed onto the golf course.
It's not a bad way to wake up, right?
No, not bad. They say you should drive for show and putt for dough, and I do.
It's exactly what you do. But you can really get a sense of how spectacular this pool is standing over here, because we were down there earlier, kind of looking up at it.
Yes.
And now you feel like you're almost hanging over the edge of the cliff. It's
Which
crazy.
you are.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's what you're doing.
at the top of the hill here. I'm on the top of the world looking. So, and I love the sound of the water, the aqueducts, and and the birds.
Spectacular. The bird life here is amazing.
It is. It's quite incredible.
As well as being able to accommodate 12 guests at any one time, the villa was designed with a marble-floored garage to park Douw Steyn's many sports, luxury and vintage cars. Mrs. Steyn has found her own use for it too.
This is 67 Blankets headquarters. These are the blankets that we have from our massive Mandela masterpiece, which you saw at Zonderwater.
Yeah.
Seen from outer space, mind you.
It is
That's
incredible.
amazing. So we're very proud of this work. These blankets go out next week to communities in need. It's cold now, so they've got to get out.
It is amazing work that you're doing. Just one question.
Yeah.
The cars, this was clearly a garage before you...
Yeah, it was
took
a
over.
garage. My husband likes cars, as you can tell.
So somewhere behind these thousands of blankets are probably another 20
There are
odd
more
cars.
cars down there.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is, I suppose, the most recent. There's only one like this in the world. I call it the Douwmobile. So it was designed by my husband with the help of Pininfarina in Torino, Italy.
Wow.
So we visited there quite a number of times, and then they made this car.
For every his, there had to be a hers.
Oh, you're going to take me for a spin?
It's time, yep.
In Carolyn's own car, check at that. Okay, how often do you drive this car? Am I safe?
Not a lot.
Not what I want to hear when I'm getting into the car.
Hold on,
Seatbelts.
hold on tight.
Seatbelts are important here. Okay, off into the sunset with the blanket lady, the legend herself.
Well, hold on tight, darling.
Let's go.
Carolyn may live in a 7-suite villa and drive a luxurious cabriolet, but her initiative has seen 60,000 people receive homemade blankets. She's a philanthropist and patron of the arts who's found her calling with 67 blankets for Nelson Mandela Day, giving of her time in schools, informal settlements and prisons around the country to help change lives. With a great palazzo comes great responsibility, and the lady of this manor clearly gets that.